Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show. It's we lovingly named it Astral Wars, but really it's anything astral that that we're sort of going after, not just the wars, but
Astral
maybe some of the
journeys.
astral
Yeah.
journeys. I think we'll change it to that.
Oh, I
But
like that.
I want to welcome my panel. Paul White Dragon is here today. Thank you, Paul, and Diana Bowles, oil painter, and our friend Diane G, Kumo Observer. And so thanks for being here, everybody, and welcome to the show. Yay. Yeah. So Diana's got kind of a presentation to give that she's given me some slides for. So I think that we'll start out with that. And then Paul's got some ideas about protection that he wants to discuss with us. And Diane G is going to be talking about some hybrid, again, seeding. And she will be the one bringing us into that discussion. And then later we'll take some questions if you have some. But we're going to try to get through the beginning of this in this way. And we're glad that you are with us. I got to write that down. Journeys. I'm going to do astral journeys. Very good. Well, Janet DC, have a good traveling time wherever you're going. And welcome to every one of you. Thank you so much. All right. So we got lots of pictures to put up first. So the first picture is a pickle. No, not really.
Yes. Well, if you were here 2 weeks ago, you remember
Yeah.
this because we
Uh-huh.
did go over this then because it was just it was just very important because I was on 3i Atlas and I had seen the occupants that are hybrids of the hybrids that were that made it off of Mars when the cataclysm hit Mars, but Earth happened to get lucky that time and did not share in its cataclysm. Okay, so what's important about these plants, treetops actually, is their shape. They were all unusual when I had my dream, which to me, these are not dreams. These were moments where I know I was really there. It was astral projection, my astral travels, which happen so very often. So take note of the symbols, the symbology of it all. And if you remember, we entered through the handle, the black handled end, and then the ground was covered in three different types of mosses, and then there were trees and shrubs and plants all around the way. We exited through that electric bolt. And then the next picture, which is the crystal grid, this was, as we exited, this is what we had seen, okay? It was clear quartz and it was wired, they were faceted, they glistened, they acted like prisms bouncing all around. And then from there, there isn't a picture for this, but there is the last time you saw about it, we had gone into dinner, and what they were telling us is that we needed to eat fermented foods. Now, you can ferment many different things from vegetables and plant life of all sorts to fish. I mean, think of herring and that New Year's Eve celebration. That is, tuna, anything, any kind of fish can be pickled or smoked, fermented. So that was what they were explaining to us. And it was a joyous event. And they shot us as we were leaving. There was a grocery store attached, and we could pick anything we wanted and as much of it, and it would be at our homes waiting for us. And then we had separate pods that sent us back through space to our own states, what counties, cities in which we lived, and our own homes. So then the next picture. Okay, so now it's October 30th. And on October 30th, as you see, I wrote in the corner there, note that the plants on the 19th resemble these same symbols that you see lying on the table. And I was introduced to the Council of Seven. Now, they were dressed in their chakra colors, the colors that we recognize today as the bold colors that we recognize with the 7 base chakras. I was standing on that X that's on the ground. I didn't want to draw myself in, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see the table. But they had a 7 with a 7 in front of it as an emblem on their uniforms, which were really more like jumpsuits. They were speaking to me in a light language. I can't tell you what they said. I don't think that they want me to translate, because for me there is no translation. I just understand what they're saying. So I woke. At this scene, I woke. And in my head, I hear the voice. And it's a very deep masculine voice. And he often talks to me when I am traveling. And he said, if you remember nothing else, remember 1038, 1038, 1038. He repeated it 3 times. I got up, did my business, came back to bed, went right back to sleep, and I'm standing again with them at this table. But when I returned, their suits had become pastel colors of the higher chakras, the 8 through 14. And rather than each one wearing one designated color, they were blinking, and everybody was wearing different colors. They didn't stay steady to one theme. Okay, so then I woke again, and again the voice says, remember 1038, remember 1038, remember 1038. So you can go on to the next picture now.
Okay.
When I went back to sleep, now it's the morning of October 31st. I know it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I always check my phone, because if I get up in the middle of the night, I got to make sure that the water softening tank isn't running. So there's an hour that I cannot flush the toilet. Anyways, the first thing I saw was like the Fibonacci spiral, also known as the golden spiral. Spinning, 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 spinning. And then it began to shrink and become this egg shape that you see as the second shape. And then it turned into this tic-tac. And then they showed me like Neptune's fork, but I knew it wasn't. It was meant to be seen as a tuning fork. And it was also like a gyroscope, because things kept spinning on it like a gyroscope would. And also the voice showed me fingers, and he was spinning the tic-tac to demonstrate what was going on. As it was in his hand, it started out as a Fibonacci spiral that I had seen out in the space, and then he was manipulating it with his fingers, showing me this is what it becomes. So you'll see I've written it sideways, because when I finally woke for the day, I had to go into the deep dive, and I started looking for what the heck is 1038. And of course, I remember the symbols on the table. And of course, I remember the resemblance to the way that the plants were growing. And so I knew that this had to do something with space, because of being an astrologist and paying attention to astronomy. I know what they use and the symbols that they use in order to chart space. So you know where to go look for something. So I went on a deep dive for that, and what I found was that 1038 is on the elliptical, the galactic elliptical, and it is in the constellation. Now you're going to crack up, because this is how you really say it. We've had this discussion, but I went looking today, and it is Broughties. That's how you say it. Yes. And this what you see at the bottom of the screen where it looks like a little arc, that's the handle of the Big Dipper. And Broughties is the herdsman. It is a German word, and it means the herdsman. And what he is doing is plowing his field with the handle from the Big Dipper. Okay. So as you can see from this photo, he is very, very close to the head of booties. This is much easier to say. Broughties. I've got to get used to saying it the right way because I made a fuss about it. I always make a fuss about it. I like English or language, period. Anyways, the next picture will show us, even though it looks like a great distance, it's really not, because you're talking about in space that one minute of arc is nothing in space. You know, we look at it in astrology maps and astronomy maps, and it's still very close. Think about how close we are to the sun. We're only 1 arc degree away from the sun by the way they measure it in space. We can go to the next picture.
Okay. I think this is the last one, right?
Okay, so this is the whole constellation booties. And there is one more, and that is of the actual tuning fork that they showed me.
Okay,
This is in the sky.
Okay.
So if you can go on to that one.
I don't have it. I don't think so. I gotta find it. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right. No, that's all right. I can show it on my phone if you can't find it.
Oh, I got it.
Okay,
let me download it.
Okay.
Oh, come on. All right. So let's
Always when we're in a anxious moment, do they do that? Now,
dun,
please,
dun, dun.
right, while you're looking at this, please look and see how much they resemble the symbols that were on the table and the way the trees were growing.
That's not it, folks.
No, that's not it.
Come on.
Isn't booties were close to Arcturus?
It's
the constellation.
Arcturus is part of it. And it's Regulus that's called the loneliest star because it's at the end of Pisces. And he's out there all by himself. I was talking about it to Diane the other day. Let me go to my photos and I can pull it up.
I'm sorry, it just won't, it didn't, I can't find it. What number is it? 8947. All right. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, she never said she was good at this kind of crap. All right. 89.
You're doing really well, Aley.
Oh, well, thank you, Diane. All right. My browser has blocked my screen. Why? Oh, for heaven's sake.
Oh, Lord. The sensors are at it again.
Yeah.
Well,
That means we're skirting something that's very sensitive.
Yeah.
oh. Okay. Well, I'm not being able to do it, Diana. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me look for it. It's going to
Okay.
take me a second because I
That's fine.
got that picture on Sunday. Oh, come on. What is going on here?
See, I can't even get out of
See,
here.
it's probably the solar flares messing with all of us.
That's very true.
Look at this. It's
Wow. I can't even get rid of this
Here
one.
it is. Here it is.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to get it. So, all right. I want to put you in here. Whoop, there's Paul. Where's Diana? At the stage. All right. All right. Yes. Thank you. I know it's small, but yes. That's
There
what
it
it looks
is.
like. And it looked just like that one she drew.
Right? Now, this
Yes.
is definitely all after the fact. And where you see that red dot, that is where 1038 is. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when we did discuss this on the dream show the other night, you had said something about the tuning fork and that it does make a sound. It does.
Mhm.
And I'm going to, I have to, it's all the way down here. Everybody be prepared. This is going to be loud.
Mhm.
That is what the frequency 1038 sounds like.
So,
And that,
folks, I want to ask you folks that are older, what does it remind you of?
yeah, important.
Yeah, it is important. Yeah.
So the fact that they told me to remember 1038, they wanted me to do this deep dive. They were showing me this for a reason. Because of my previous visit to Three Eye Atlas and what I call it, all the rocks and the greenness on the outside, I always just refer to them as the barnacles on the whale because it
Mhm.
is huge.
Yep.
My belief is that the descendants of the I don't know what to call them, the Martians that made it off of Three Eye Atlas, I mean off of Mars when the big cataclysm hit, when they knew it was coming, these were the last to go off the planet. They took off on this ship and just kept right on going. Whether they landed here and dropped some off or not, they are hybrids. The Martians are hybrids to begin with. Diane, what did you say they are? Maldek and what?
They are Maldekian. Some of them are gray. Some of them are from Orion. It's a
So they
hodgepodge.
would have been hybrids to begin with. Now
Hmm.
they're traveling through our galaxy, going farther out through into other galaxies. And in that, we don't know how many hundreds and thousands of years ago that this really happened if we put time in a linear fashion.
Right.
So, in order to understand this, you have to think about it being an orb. They traveled out there. They are certainly meeting other beings and hybridizing as they go along.
Right.
Now, what I honestly believe is that when they came into our galaxy, into the Milky Way, they came in through Boots, and this was their point of entry, even though we didn't see it till it got to Sagittarius. That constellation is in between Virgo and Scorpio, or Virgo and Leo, sorry, in between Virgo and Leo. And so when it continued along, getting closer and closer for us to see it, it came in and entered through Sagittarius. So in that itself, it came in blue. It came in the color blue. As a blue star, which is what 1038 is, a blue star. It is a galaxy. And this gives me chills because this, to me, is the Hopi prophecy, the
Yeah.
blue
Blue
patina.
Katina. Mhm.
The blue katina. He's going to take his helmet off. That means that we have been initiated. The katina, and if you're a Star Wars fan, the Mandalorian cannot take their helmets off in front of the uninitiated. Those
Mhm.
of us who get to see this are initiated.
Yeah.
That means that we have reached that plateau of the higher seven chakras. And when we get up past 12, when we get to 13, 14, and 15, we're now in the range of the angelic, the high ascended masters, the Mother, Father, God, Creator, if you will. And he's
Mhm.
going to be up above that. But even if you just go and read Mikio Kaku's book on the 16 string theory, oh my gosh, it will help so much for you to understand. Know this, there is no junk DNA. We are on a mission to connect all of our DNA. We're going to remember all of this. The moment you become aware of something, that DNA reconnects and is functional. And you have to work, because we've been trapped in 3D for so long. You have to work at remembering to remember.
Yeah.
Remembering to remember.
That is
Father
so
Scott,
amazing. And because when my father was getting old before he passed, my brother always told him to remember to remember.
there
He
you
had a
go.
sign on the refrigerator because he didn't remember to take his pills. But you know, it's a good mantra for all of us, really. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
went to look for an angel number. Of course, this book only goes up to 999. So
Uh-huh.
0 is a digit, but when
Yeah.
we are doing numerology, we eliminate it. So I looked up
Yeah.
138, and it is about core values. Revisit your core values. The
Uh-huh.
values you hold dear can get buried under the distractions of present complications. Your angels ask you to uncover and revisit them. List your core beliefs and character qualities. Meditate on them today, visualizing their growth, their strong connection to the divine. And that brings us right back to that council of seven with the
Hmm.
other seven, the shadow
Yeah.
seven,
Shadows.
right?
Yeah.
And the higher self. And
Beautiful.
then I also this morning went on a deep dive, because I was talking about it with Val last night after our show, and she said that she was getting that it was something that can help you with tinnitus. So I went to Chat GPT trying to figure that out. And while it's not really, there's nothing that can help tinnitus according to Chat GPT, but what they had said was the frequency works healing for some, because it is a steady frequency that distracts you from that high
Hmm.
vibration that's
I
going
vibe.
on. When the solar flares go off, it gets
Hmm.
worse, and we sound like feel like we're in a tunnel.
Yeah.
So I'll quit lecturing now, but I just
No,
want
it was a wonderful demonstration, really. And I love that you put those puzzle pieces together. That's really what it's all about. So
thank you.
thank
Yes,
you. Thank you. Thank you.
if you think you did, you did.
You did. You did. Right. All right. So we're going to go to Paul next, who wanted to talk a little bit about protection. And then we'll follow up with Diane G.
Yeah. The only thing that I had in mind to talk about was the very, very important task that we all have to keep up our protections. Okay. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this month is it's gonna take you for a loop. If it hasn't already, hold on to your seats. Uh, how do you do this? Okay.
With
We
strong Velcro. Remember, advise strong Velcro.
Yep.
Well, you can start in the morning, in whatever ritual you do. I have a really extensive ritual that I do at night. I don't do it in the morning because I'm too foggy from sleep. But at night, I do a lot of stuff. My thing is with swords, energy swords. So I use them extensively. I use energy shields, energy fields, three of them stacked inside the other. I use vortexes, I use swords, and I use the extensive use of violet flame. And recently I started using violet flame inside the bubbles with, the protective bubbles under high pressure. Saint Germain said to do that, high pressure. And then, I always put it around the cars, surround yourself with white light. A lot of people say, well, burn incense and sage and whatever, that stuff works. What I have found out myself is that it's not fast enough. Not fast enough because whatever's trying to get you, in the higher you go into the path, the more opposition you're going to meet. That just goes along with the territory. And you need to guard yourself. Uh, One thing, if you don't know what to do, just call on the angels. Call Michael. Michael will jump in and help you. Metroton is very active in that area right now, and you always have a lot of you have a lot of resources, especially if you're doing important work that you can call upon. Get in tune with that. And what I'm saying is, whatever you're doing, whatever is important to you and how you doing, works, go for it. But don't neglect it. It does have a lifetime when a persistency. I usually think it's about 2 to 3 days, maybe as long as a week that you may be able to go without it. But you have to keep like kicking it back in. It's like you charge a capacitor. Capacitor discharges. That's just the kind of thing that you need to do. And we'll have our own little rituals that we do for that. So just be aware of that, and because if you're trying to move up in frequency and whatever, there's always those forces outside that want to keep you from getting there.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of people saying they love that, Paul. Charlie says she's the keeper of the violet flame, and of course Archangel Michael. Lots of people.
Yes, and he's always ready to help you out. But Archangel Michael is a multidimensional being. He can be in many places at one time. I mean, he's not over there helping Joe, and then he jumps over here and helps Mary. No. He can be in all dimensions at the same time. In all realities, helping how many people need it. But he's mostly working with Earth people right now. Metroton is different. Metroton works with the galactic staff. He's more galactic oriented.
Yes.
He is. Yep.
So that's really all I want to say. Unless you ladies have something to add to that.
Yeah, I just want to add something. Call on Metatron as well because of that reason. Because he's focused on he encompasses galactic stuff as well. Michael, I think, is more focused on Earth stuff.
Right.
So I call on both most of the time. And I agree with you, Paul, like saging and burning Palo Santo. They are like, I call them repellents because they don't really last that long. They repel things, but it doesn't last that long. It helps though.
If you have, what I found is if you have some nasty entity trying to get you, it can move faster than that smoke ever can.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Well, that's good news. I'm glad to know that. I'm going to make sure I do that.
Don't rely on that only. I mean, I have seen how that works, and that's why it's okay. If it makes you feel good, go ahead and do it. But sometimes you got to bring out the big guns, and you got to step it up, because the higher you go, the more the opposition that you're going to find, and you're going to need a lot more stuff.
Yep.
I mean,
and in calling,
I can speak to that myself.
well, in calling in the big guns, call in Metatron, but also call in Sandalphon. Now, they were brothers, maybe cousins on Earth in the time of Mesopotamia. And they ascended on the chariots of fire and went straight up in the ascension. And Metatron is about the lights, but Sandalphon is about the sound. And they go hand in hand, because where you have sound, you have color, and where you have color, you have sound.
Yeah, and then you can use sound to break up negative energy just as well. I like to use sometimes, those Tibetan symbols that look like little tiny things that you clank together.
Tingas. They're called tingas.
Tingas or whatever. I have a tune set, and one clank of that real hard, it's like breaks everything up really, like almost instantly.
Your tuning tuning forks. I'm sorry, Ellie.
That's all right. Suzanne had a question. If one is protected, what does that really mean?
We all have protector guides who are with us, but always remember to call on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you busy? Hello, Merlin. Are you busy?
I have, and Michael has given. I mean, I work with Michael all the time. I mean, I call him Mike. I mean, we're in like that close of a relationship.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can call him any second I want. I can talk to him anytime I want, and
Uh-huh.
and then he's given me, a security guard, and even he gave it to me a long time ago. It was like 17 white flame angels, and that's my
Mhm.
security guard. Plus, and then I needed it, and he gave me four reptilian guards, which are huge, 9 feet tall, and everything. They're the good reptilians. I wouldn't have accepted it if he wouldn't have given them to me, but he did. And I mean, they're guards.
Uh-huh.
Have all the things that I rely on,
Mhm.
like armors and light weapons and things like that I use all whenever I need to. But that's I don't consider myself the usual thing. Most people don't need that, but
Mhm.
just know that you need to step it up.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Paul. All right, Diane G. What you
Okay.
gonna school us
Yeah.
on today? Yeah.
Last time we talked about hybrids, and a lot of people were interested in that. So I want to expand on that topic. Let's go back like millions of years ago, millions or thousands of years ago, thousands and thousands or hundred thousands of years ago, how the hybridization program started and why are there even hybrids in the first place. When I tried to access the records regarding that and did my research, I found out that um, there is a soul frequency and there is like a genetic frequency that we carry, and when those don't match, like there are consequences when we incarnate. And what I mean by this is if you are vibrating at a certain frequency, like if you're an Arcturian and you tried to incarnate in a race that does not have any Arcturian body DNA, it can cause problems with the being's health. Or in the case of human beings, if like say like an Arcturian or someone from another galaxy incarnated into a human body that has no DNA of that person, like the pregnancy may be terminated for one, or if it continues, like the health of that person suffers because there is a mismatch between the soul and the body. So that's where the hybridization comes in. I would like to go back to Diana's presentation a while ago. She talked about Mars and the cataclysm. There was also an Earth cataclysm that happened, although I think it was a little later. It didn't happen at the same time. And after that cataclysm, Earth got its water. Like initially, it had ice, and then because of that cataclysm, the ice melted and we had water. And that's the start of where beings started to have, or where Earth started to have life because we had water. And so a lot of beings evolved until we achieved sentience. And when the beings or other star beings noticed that, hey, Earth beings are having to start, are starting to have sentience, they thought, hey, we can incarnate here. And this is the start of the Earth Project. The Earth Project is like a project where, okay, beings are going to incarnate on Earth, and this plane and this Earth, people are going to forget. People are going to forget their past lives and all. But in other star systems, you actually remember those. So it's like a PhD course in incarnation because it's a very challenging planet to incarnate on. But they can't incarnate on Earth directly because of what I explained, the genetic mismatch between the soul and the body. So there comes in the seeding program or the hybridization program, the very first or the initial hybridization program, where beings came to Earth, they copulated with the locals or the natives of Earth, which are, I think I forgot the race, what's they're called, but they look like Bigfoot.
uh,
Can you remember what
Wookie,
they're called?
Wookie,
Yes, kind of Wookiee. But yeah, they look
with
like
K.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yetis, Yeti?
Yes, the Yetis. They are the locals. They are the
too.
locals of Earth that I've
Okay.
seen in the records, and yeah, they were, some of them copulated with the star beings, and others they had DNA injected to them, and that's the purpose of that is for evolution of humankind and also for the star beings to be able to incarnate on Earth, and that's why we are a hodgepodge of hybrids and star beings,
Right.
and that's
Yeah.
why starseeds are
Sasquatch,
able to incarnate here.
Sasquatch is the other name.
Oh
Yetis
yeah,
are
such
white. Sasquatch
Sasquatch.
They
and
could,
Yes,
Whoopies are
yes,
from out there.
yes.
This
Big
gives a whole
Sasquatch
new
Yeti are now.
this gives a new spin to diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yes.
style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about not worrying about ice. Yeti's got a fur coat, man.
Mhm.
I think
And
Sasquatch
Bumbles
is-
bounce. If you remember Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Bumbles bounce. So
Yes, that's right. That's right.
thank you.
Charlie's saying that Stefan Burns reported an object between Earth and A1 Atlas.
And
Yeah.
it's called V1.
Oh, really?
It just
V1?
he
Okay.
just dropped it. He just dropped a video on it. So everybody wait till we're finished and then go watch him.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Is that one of the ones that was following the Atlas thing?
I don't know. We'll have to watch to find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were the Atlas, and there was another one, and there was a
Well,
bunch
there's
of
the lemon, the swan, but those are comets.
There-
Lemon, swan.
there's a bunch of them following after that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I don't know if there's ships on that. I do know the Atlas is a ship. So
So
This one is called
Leah
the
says-
forest. I'm sorry, hon.
no, it's okay. What?
This one was called Boris, not
And
Boris,
Natasha. We're getting all back in the 60s here. Okay.
right?
Wow. All right. Boris. So Leah says she heard the Yeti or us. And that's what you just said, pretty much, Diane.
Yeah.
what's a native?
Why-
that was a
Why do they
native-
smell so bad? I heard if you get anywhere near one, you can smell them before you see them. Any idea?
Oh, that was some people
Barossa.
say that was a defense mechanism.
Protection. Okay.
Yeah, kind of like
Mm,
throw you off,
interesting.
but usually they don't. I
Yeah.
mean, the friendly ones don't do that.
Uh-huh. Here's a comment by Harley, Diane G. The reason it's easier for star beings to remember past lives and not the earthlings because they're more sensitive to energy, or is it just their ability to align?
I think part of it is because of the Earth design. It is designed so that we are going to forget. And another part of that is that because we are of lower vibration, Earth used to be, or it still is in some parts, 3D. But during the time of Lemuria and Atlantis, when Earth was actually 5D or higher in dimension, people actually remembered their past lives. We just lost that ability to remember.
That's
in
beautifully
time.
said, because that brings us right back to the label junk DNA, which
Yeah.
is trapping us in that 3D.
And that's why the ascension is so important.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Leah wonders if we are also Martian here.
Yep,
Some of us.
some of them
Yeah.
came here.
Yep. Jenny wants to know, how do you know if you're a star being? Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
we
think
all
we-
are. Even if you are an Earth soul, most of
Mhm.
Earth souls even incarnated in other star galaxies as well, or star systems.
Yes. You may be that, Ralph. We'll let you.
Yeah.
Mervin the Martian.
It's wonderful to have some humor with this because really, I don't know about you, but 10 years ago, if we were sitting here talking about this, people would be like signing our papers to go into the nut house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
or eating
and-
popcorn and calling us crazy.
Crazy, right? So it's really, really nice that we can have a show like this and people can say, okay, that makes sense, and so, yeah, so it's really nice.
I'd like to say that if anybody's interested in
If anybody doesn't know,
Uh-huh.
if anybody's interested in how their whole galactic travels have been, Diane G does
Diane G.
special
She can do it for
service.
you.
That is
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Yes,
Yeah.
contact her, and then you can work at something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
So
email is in the description.
it is. Please do. And please like and subscribe these two ladies' channels. Paul, unfortunately, doesn't have a channel.
No.
Very good about coming here. He's got a lot to do up there. So
I would get into so much trouble. No, I'm already in trouble, so it's not.
yeah, you don't need more of it.
I don't need
Jenny, I'm glad you're learning more about this. That's wonderful. I have to tell you, and I don't know if you've heard this. Originally, I'm from New Hampshire, and I saw a UFO in New Hampshire in the 60s, and Benny and Barney Hill were one of the first people that were abducted by aliens in the 60s from New Hampshire. So the other day, somebody put up a picture of exactly what you had, Diana. It was in the sky, and it was like this.
Okay.
And it wasn't just put up by one person.
Right.
It was put up by multiple people. And so do you think, folks, that we're going to start seeing more and more of these symbols in real time, in real life?
I do, and especially since Stefan has just dropped this video of Borisov, which
Yeah.
is another interstellar interloper, if we shall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we have to watch the video to find out what he has
Sure.
to say about it.
Yeah.
I got to run after this to look at it.
I know. I'm sure we all will. You saw our ship last
Yeah.
month?
Oh, we all will. You know, I'll be on it. That's for sure.
That guy, he does some really interesting stuff.
He's had 5 days in a row with big stuff, big stuff. We're
Just
in
so
a
you
boat.
guys know, Stefan Burns is his name. And he presents very rationally, doesn't he?
Yes,
Isn't he
he's
rational?
he's a
Yeah. Not that you guys
geophysicist.
aren't. Yeah.
But he's
Yeah.
a geophysicist first.
Okay. Mhm.
And he's into the woo. He reads the I Ching. He climbs mountains. He does yoga. He has tuning forks. He
has grounding
does
shoes.
Yeah.
and grounding shoes and great teas. And I mean, he's into a lot of different things. But when people of my age, 76,
Yeah.
look back, I want to know those 7 generations that I'm leaving this earth to. And
Yeah,
he
he's a
is one of
scientist.
the
Hi, Mary.
7 generations.
That's right.
And so it's important. He looks at things astronomically as well as astrologically. And like Paul is saying, November's going to be a mess. Absolutely. I can tell you that astrologically.
Mhm. I just had it up. His name is Stefan Burns. Stefan Burns. Diane G., I don't want to. Did you have more you wanted to talk about with the seeding? I didn't want to interrupt you.
I don't know.
You were done? Okay.
Yeah.
So which species is it that abducts people who later have health problems? If you can answer that for Crystal.
Well, that, as far as I know, that I mean the notorious ones were the Greys.
With the Greys.
Not all of them did this. There were some factions of the Greys that did this. That has stopped. So I don't, there were real abductions against people's will, and especially children. If they take children, that's it. They got to fight with me, and that has stopped. Anything that could be labeled an abduction is not really an abduction. It's agreed upon, and once it's agreed upon, and that's okay. That's not a problem. Because because they already understand that no really does mean no, even if it's an agreement. If you got an agreement and you, for some reason, you want to back away and say no, it's no.
Yeah.
You have to respect that. And a lot of the Greys didn't want to do that. And sadly, some of them got taken away. Hold off. I don't know where they took them, but they got hold off. And sadly, they don't do that anymore because they do watch and they make sure that doesn't happen anymore.
Anybody know if it was a deal with the Eisenhower Agreement?
Yes.
That would have been. It was okay.
Yeah, I
So
think it
that
was
would have been in
President Eisenhower.
59 or so at the latest. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For the
That's all
people
right.
who aren't familiar with that agreement, there were people or there were government people who agreed to have an exchange of technology with the gray aliens in exchange for them to take some people and do like experiments on them.
We'll-
And the
we'll
reason
crack-
for
I'm
that
sorry.
for those experiments were the gray aliens lost their ability to reproduce, so they are looking for ways on how to regain that ability, and they are experimenting, or they were experimenting on people at some point for entertainment purposes only.
Correct. Correct.
And
Hinda
we'll-
said- go ahead.
We'll crash on your planet so you can have our machine to back engineer it so
Yes.
you can invent your own little capsule that go
Yeah,
around the
and
moon.
that's what they did. Yeah, that's what they did. So
That's
where are the grays from again? Not alpha.
Zeta
Centauri.
Reticuli.
Zeta Reticuli. Yeah. So they
And
were an
not all of
alien.
them,
They are
not all the Greys do that.
Yes.
Some of them do,
Right.
but some of them, a large portion of them don't.
those are the ones with the big eyes, right? These are the ones with the big eyes. I remember reading Whitley Strieber's book way back. He was abducted by them and wrote all about it in his, I think he wrote it in the Abducted. By the way, Diana, the Miku Kashu book on the 16 string theory, what's the name of it? Somebody wants to know.
Oh, okay. Let me look it up while you
All right,
keep
you do that. Yeah.
chatting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it wasn't good. It wasn't good, Hinda, with the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
the other thing with the hybrid, there's, and this is, I listened to a lot of the stuff that Dr. Gale was doing because she was involved in the hybrid program, and whatever little she has been able to talk about, and she says that there's several ways to get DNA into your body, and that is through recombinant DNA, with the fetus and everything, and then after a certain number of years, like 2 or 3, when you're 2 or 3 year old, then they give you a shot, and then you get that, and and things like that. So there's several ways to do that.
Yes.
And it's usually related to what you're here to do. You're here to do, and it's kind of like helping you out.
Mhm.
I'm a mutt. I mean, I got human and 3 others.
Uh-huh.
So I call myself a mutt.
There you go. So Diane, Robin wants to know if you can answer that question.
Robin is asking, I asked how many different races language do I know and stopped at 80 plus. How many are there, please? I'm not sure how many. There can be infinite, but I think in the strictest sense, there's only one. One language of frequency, because
Yes.
all of these languages all carry just the frequency.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't even spoken. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about learning all of them. there should be a
For
lot.
while, I mean, the ETs usually use light language, and
Yeah, light
I'm not
language is like
talking
universal.
about the gibberish that some people talk.
Uh-huh.
Say it's light language because when you talk language, it's to communicate. If you don't know what you're hearing gibberish. So I call it gibberish. So and they communicate in pictures.
Uh-huh.
And it's so easy to do. You don't even know you're doing it, but you're doing it.
Right. That's why Diana said she wasn't worried. She understood the message. She didn't have to worry about
Exactly.
what they were saying.
All you do is
doing.
think it in
Yeah,
pictures,
absolutely.
and you get whatever it is that they're trying to tell you.
But it is, yeah. Harley said it's been said that planes disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle were being abducted for experimentation and derived from the Eisenhower Agreement. Oof, really? Did you hear about that before, Diane? Gee,
I haven't heard of that.
How recent is that?
There's
that
too
would have
many.
been 70s or
Yeah,
60s.
they were still doing it. They were still doing it back then, so that's plausible.
Yeah.
But the triangle, there's more than just the Bermuda Triangle. Michigan's
Right.
got a triangle. Lake Michigan.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. So anything is possible, but they're also consider the fact that we are electric and there is, there are vortexes all around us that we're not really privy to,
Right.
right? We can't
Yeah.
see them. You go through them,
Portals and
turn upside
vortexes and all
down.
kinds of things. Yeah.
And
Yep.
solar flares are so good at turning everything upside down,
Mhm.
So the
Yeah.
name of Miko's book is The God Equation, The Quest of the Theory of Everything.
All right.
I have it on Audible, and it's great because he reads it to you. He tells you.
I know
Yeah.
what the answer is. The answer is 42.
Okay.
You have to read the book, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Hitchhiker's
That's a
Guide.
lot of
Yeah,
fun.
It's
Yeah.
42.
Oh my God. Yes.
That's
So,
the
Oh my
Jenny,
God. I
if
got
you have
my thumb out.
Jenny, if you want to know anything more, Diane G talks about this on her channel. We have Dr. Gail Skywalking with Moon, who talks about it on her channel and has guests on. As far as websites and other things, you can email any one of us and we'll tell you what we might know. But that's a great question. And so, yes, absolutely. We have one more question, and then Diana is going to get us out with a little meditation. Okay. So Sue, who are the Omega and the Alpha? She thinks, or she said earlier, are they planets or are they solar systems or?
I'm getting their frequencies.
Frequencies. Well, that Jesus was called the Alpha, or God was called the Alpha and Omega. I don't know if that. So it would be also be first cause, which is the first cause. People say how the planet was derived from, but I'm not sure. Diana, anything?
Well, I always refer back to the Hopi
Okay.
prophecies because in the beginning, if you go to the Torah and if you go to the Bible and the Old Testament, not the New Testament, you get
Right.
this creation story, well, many people have, but they give it a 7-day window. And when you listen to the Hopi prophecy or read the books, it is an era of creation. And as Diane was talking
Yeah.
about earlier, first there was ice, and then in the Hopi legacy, then that was destroyed, and then life came on, and then that is destroyed because they got greedy. Well, these were the dinosaurs getting greedy, and there was a cataclysm, and then we went into the next era. And the Hopi prophecy says there have been 4, we are headed into the 5th. But if we add to this, we've got the 4, and then we take the loss of the loss of Lemuria, then the loss of Atlantis, then the loss of Egypt, or whichever one of those came first. I'm sorry, I'm confusing myself and you. But if you take those 3 and sandwich them in there, they are moments where the whole earth was not completely destroyed, but rather they end with the flood story, and that could have been the Lemuria. And then from there, it is a partial destruction. So that would be Egypt or Atlantis and then Egypt, I think. That's the order in which it goes.
It's a staggering amount of time going by.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and it is, and they deal with it as an era of creation. So that would put us in, because there are 9 levels of creation. That would put us going into the 8th level of creation.
Wow.
With this one.
All right. With this one. Beautiful. Any of you, Diane G, Paul, do you have anything else to say before Diane sort of walks us out with a healing meditation?
No, I mean, anybody else has any questions in the chat or anything that they want to?
I don't see it, and we're almost coming to our end of our show. But okay, Diane G, no,
I'm good.
set. All right, Diana, you're on.
Okay.
All right.
Go for it.
Make yourselves comfortable. We're going to begin with 3 deep breaths. We're going to hold at the top and then exhale through parted lips. Please place us in a steady stream of divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. Michael, take your blue bubble of protection and wrap it around us. As it shrinks to fit, we step into the healing teal green orb of Raphael that floats and shares and spreads and transfers the divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. We call upon our guides, our higher Father, Mother, God, Creator, Father Sky, Grandmother Moon, to hold us steady, firm, objective, acceptance, to help those who need help, to house the homeless, to feed the hungry, to tend to the ill, to protect the small fur babies, the creepy crawlies, the feathers, to bless the soil, to bring us back to stability, to bless the waters, to keep them calm, to bless all of us. So mote it be.
What a lovely way to end. It's beautiful. From a Jewish perspective, because Hinda is Jewish, she says, may I point something out? According to the book of Psalms, 1,000 years are like a watch in the night to God. So the 7 days theory of creation refers more likely to 7,000 years. And
Absolutely.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.
That's beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, when you're in a different dimension, like I'm a firm believer that we just switched over recently to 5D permanently. So we're in 5D right now.
Yeah, I think that most of us are. I agree with you. Yeah.
And
There has been a shift.
Like whoosh, gone.
Yep.
Well,
We're in 5D right now.
with what Gail and Danny were talking about the other day, can you imagine what it would be like if we hadn't been taken off planet and preserved so that we could go right back to our mess with everybody the same, but while they were upgrading the others, we were placed in protection so that we could still hold space. Can you imagine if we weren't doing this, all you light workers here in the chat, if we weren't doing this?
Right.
I'm still trying to process that. I mean, that's
it's monumental, and it's so important. It's
and it just happened recently. I mean, we've been going back and forth to 5D and back. And back.
Well, they want
this one, we stayed.
helping us with stability.
Absolutely.
So the thing is, I guess in the Bible it says, you go up into a different phase or something. What do they call it?
Yeah. And
the rapture or whatever it's called. I don't know. It already happened. So and we're here, so we must have made it.
As she was saying, I grew up Catholic, so of course I'm believing what the nuns are telling me. Oh, it was 7 days. They don't start us off on the right foot. They keep us down.
Yeah, you're right.
The only rule is the ruler. The holy ruler.
Well, thank
Oh.
you, everybody. Thank the moderators on all three channels. Thank you, Paul, Diana, Diane G. And we'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Take care of yourselves. I am
Thank
that
you.
I am. That's right.
I
Bye-bye.
am that I am.